Microtransactions. No, seriously, fuck them. But where did this garbage trend even start? This $2.50 horse armor changed gaming forever. In 2006, Bethesda dropped a tiny cosmetic DLC for Oblivion, and the entire internet lost its mind. But here's the twist. This wasn't the first microtransaction. That honor belongs to a game older than the NES, and almost no one remembers it. Okay, let's set the stage. For those who don't know, a microtransaction is when you spend real money to get something inside a game. It could be cosmetic, functional, or even both. In April 2006, Bethesda released the horse armor pack for The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. It was priced at $2.50. What did you actually get for your $2.50? 2 cosmetic armor sets for your horse, 1 steel, 1 elven. They covered your horse's head, chest, and flanks with ornamental medieval plating. It looked premium, it looked lore friendly, and functionality wise, it did nothing. No speed increase, no combat bonus, your horse could still die just as easily. So why did Bethesda include it? Because console DLC was brand new at the time. Or relatively new, I should say. Digital storefronts like Xbox Live Marketplace were still experimental, and Bethesda wanted to test a very specific question. Would players pay real money for purely cosmetic content? The reaction at the time was brutal. Players called it greedy, lazy, a slippery slope. Gaming forums lit up with mockery. The phrase horse armor became shorthand for everything wrong with modern monetization. But here's the part people forget. Despite the backlash, the horse armor pack sold extremely well. Bethesda never released exact numbers, but former developers later confirmed it generated millions of dollars in revenue for a cosmetic item made by a small team priced at $2.50. Publishers noticed, Ubisoft, EA, Activision. The lesson was clear. Players might complain, but many would still pay. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, that was not the first microtransaction. It's just the one that we recognize today as kind of the first slippery slope. To find the first true microtransaction, we need to rewind 24 years back to 1982 with a game called Lost Tomb. Lost Tomb was a top-down arcade adventure game by Stern Electronics. You explored rooms, fight enemies, and break walls using a limited supply of whips, your primary weapon. And then, mid-game, something strange happens. The screen cuts to what looks like a tongue-in-cheek message, often described as a word from your sponsor. Then the game makes an offer. Insert a coin to buy more whips. Not to continue, not to start over, but to purchase extra weapons inside the game. You could decline and keep playing, but if you did, you were stuck with whatever limited resources you had left. The whips weren't cosmetic, they were core gameplay tools. Buying more directly increased your chances of surviving. In terms of profit, this wasn't a goldmine. Arcade earnings were limited by location and foot traffic, but in concept, this was real money exchanged mid-game for a gameplay advantage. That makes Lost Tombs the earliest documented example of a microtransaction-like mechanic. After Lost Tomb, the idea mostly vanished until online games brought it back. In 1997, a text-based online RPG called Achaea, Dreams of Divine Lands, introduced something new, a dual currency system. Players could earn standard in-game currency by playing, or buy premium currency with real money. That premium currency could then be spent on optional perks, abilities, and conveniences. If that sounds familiar, it should. This is the blueprint. Achaea never made AAA money, but it was profitable enough to run continuously for decades. And more importantly, its system scaled. This is the model most mobile games, MMOs, and free-to-play titles still use today. So what was the first real microtransaction? The answer depends on how you define first. The first ever? Lost Tombs in 1982. Real money for in-game power. The first modern system? Achaea in 1997. Premium currency and optional perks. First mainstream industry-shaping microtransaction, well, we could all agree that's most likely Oblivion's horse armor in 2006. Because that wasn't just profitable, it proved the model could scale. So yes, microtransactions existed long before Oblivion, but in 2006, one shiny set of horse armor proved something publishers would never forget. Gamers complained loudly and then opened up their wallets. If you enjoyed this deep dive into gaming history, like, subscribe, and comment what Forgotten First we should uncover next. Thanks for watching.